Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As you saw by the intro of the video, today we will be going over my PTR 91 that I have here. This one in particular is the PTR 91 A3SK model. A little bit different from other PTRs, not by much. The major difference on this guy is that this one has a 16-inch barrel compared to the 18-inch barrel that these guys normally come in. It does have a different finish. It's more of a nitrided finish, and it does have a welded Picatinny rail up top, so makes mounting optics a lot easier. So yeah, let's get down to it, man. I'll go over all the specs that I have on here, and hopefully you guys find it helpful if you're looking to get something like this. The gun has been safety checked prior to the video. As you can see, there is nothing in the magazine, and the chamber is empty. This gun is safe. So why did I get this? Honestly, I've been looking to get a battle rifle for the longest time. I looked at many different variants of battle rifles, from different countries and things like that, and honestly this one's the one that stuck out to me the most for the aesthetics of it, the look of it, and for the price. Honestly, you get a full power cartridge rifle for a decent price. And even though it's an old design, these rifles are very modular. It's really easy to swap furniture out on these guys and put different parts on here. Just removal of pins. You literally switch out the front handguard in seconds. So, or the stock, you remove the stock really fast by removing the two rear pins. Super easy, man. But yeah, let's go from tip to butt so I don't lose my place here, and hopefully you find this video helpful. So here at the front, at the muzzle here, the muzzle device is not a flash hider. I know it looks like one. This is what's called a Fox flash hider. I got this piece from hkparts.com. They have a lot of cool parts for HK style firearms, so check them out. Pretty much it's just literally a thread protector, man. You thread it on there and it looks like it has openings, but these are not open. They're literally solid. So it does not suppress the flash, when you shoot the firearm. So the barrel on this gun is a 16-inch barrel, like I mentioned. They do come with a 1 in 10 twist, so a little bit more accurate from older PTRs that come with a 1 in 12. And yeah, the finish on these guys is a little bit nitride. It's like nitrided, so I think it's a little bit more durable. Moving on back, the front side on these guys, there's no adjustment. You can't make adjustment to these guys the way you make your adjustments on your sights. The way you zero this gun is through the back. As you can see in the back, it has what's called a rotary drum type of rear sight. You could make windage and elevation adjustments here in the back. Windage from this little wheel, you can move the drum side left or right, and the elevation by rotating the rear sight, for different distances. So there you have it. This rifle did not come in with this furniture that's on here. I swapped this out myself. I'm a big Heat junkie, the movie Heat with Val Kilmer. The scene where he is covering his buddy that's doing a deal in the movie drive-in movie theater, you see him have a G3 HK91 that has a handguard that's similar to this and a bipod. The brand on this handguard and bipod, it's not HK brand. It's not an HK branded part. It's made by, I believe, a company called Unity Tactical or something like that. This handguard is pretty cool, man, because it is wider, so if you have big hands like me, it makes grabbing the firearm a lot easier. You get a better purchase of the front here. It does have some cutouts in the actual handguard for the bipod to be able to be more tucked in there, making it a lot easier to move around and things like that. So that's pretty cool. The bipod is metal, steel, so it's not going to break on you or anything like that unless you do, I don't know, crazy stuff with it. It does come with a heat shield, so definitely helps with heat dissipation in there. And it does come with quick detachable mounts here, one on each side, in the front and in the back. So if you want to mount a QD swivel on here, you can. Having said that, the way I have my sling mounted on here is with this Blue Force Gear sling mount that I have here. It pretty much just has a metal wire that loops into the sling mount that's on the rifle, and then you're able to run your sling through there. I think it's pretty cool. I have a Magpul MS1 sling on here. For those of you that are curious, I really like this sling a lot. It's a lot easier to make adjustments on the fly with this glider here. So yeah. The bipod itself, it's super easy to use. It just has, you can literally just pull it open, and to collapse it, you pretty much just push this button in here and you're able to fold the legs in just like this. So fairly easy to use. Moving on back, the charging handle. That's kind of one of the downsides to these firearms. The charging handle is kind of stiff when you first get it out of the box. But honestly, what I did is I literally just took it apart, cleaned everything up, and re-lubricated everything. And I literally just ran the charging handle by hand about 120 times. And it made it a lot easier to manipulate. So, you know, it's a quick little tip right there. Supposedly in the manual, if you read manuals, it does have a specified a break-in, like, I don't want to say schedule. It says that you should break it in a certain way. Honestly, I didn't do that. Like I said, I just cleaned it, re-lubricated it, ran the charging handle by hand 100 times, 120 times, and it's been just fine. Not one hiccup with this since I got it. So yeah. But yeah, you could get aftermarket extended charging handles for these guys that will make using the charging handle a lot better. So yeah, you can do that. But honestly, just be a man. Just learn to use it, you know. I'm just kidding. But yeah, man, the charging handle on these guys do not move when you're shooting. I can't think of the name. I probably can't even pronounce it, to be honest. So yeah, if you're curious if this charging handle moves, no, it doesn't move. Once you send it forward with the famous HK slap, it'll just stay in the forward position and it will not move around until it's time to reload, when you have to physically grab the charging handle and pull it back, lock it in place so you're able to reload, right? This pretty much it's the big brother of MP5, chambered in 308. It's pretty much the same firing mechanism, which is called the roller delayed blowback system or firing mechanism. There's a lot of videos out there that better explain it than me, but I'll go ahead and give you a quick explanation of what that is. So pretty much it's called roller delayed blowback firing mechanism because the bolt pretty much has these two little rollers in there that, you know, move around, that lock the bolt once it's in the forward position. They lock it in place for a brief time, giving the bullet enough time to exit the barrel before the action starts going back, which is one of the things that also makes these rifles more accurate. The fact that it does that, kind of like a bolt action, you know, like when you shoot a bolt action, yeah, maybe a little bit more recoil, more failed recoil, but you know, the fact that the bolt stays forward until the bullet exits will make these guns a little bit more accurate, if that makes any more sense. Which, in my opinion, also kind of mitigates recoil on these guys. It is a semi-automatic firearm, so even though it's chambered in 308, it's not that hard-hitting, to be honest. It's very manageable. As long as you do your part, man, and you know, have a good stance and whatnot when you're shooting this thing, you should be just fine. But the roller delayed blowback mechanism is very forgiving. You know, even if you're a smaller person, it's not that hard to manage the recoil on these guys. So yeah, it is somewhat of a heavy rifle. You know, obviously, like this rifle probably weighs right now probably like 9 or 10 pounds or so, maybe even 11 pounds with the optic. But honestly, man, like, a lot of people complain about the weight. Like, yeah, honestly, I wouldn't be running and gunning with this gun because of how heavy it is and harder to, you know, manipulate and stuff. This is more of a marksman rifle for me. You could configure it to be an somewhat of an assaulter's role, where you just throw a red dot on here and call it a day, right? But I don't know, man. I feel like this for me is for like long distance type of target acquisition kind of thing, you know. So yeah, you could replace the handguard on here fairly easy by removing the pins. So if you want to make it lighter, you can. You know, if you want to put like an M-lock rail and things like that, you can. But yeah. Before I get off track here, let's keep moving further back. One of the cool things about these firearms is that the lower is not serialized on these things. The serial number is on the upper portion of the firearm. So if you want to replace the lower, put like a metal lower on here, or like if you live in a free state and you have a registered, you know, machine gun lower for these things, it's really easy to swap out. You literally just pull the the pins back here, remove the stock, and the lower just drops freely, you know. So it's fairly easy to replace. Or if you want to just get an aftermarket one, you know, and make it look a little bit nicer, like a metal one or a Magpul one, same deal. It's super easy to replace. So yeah, I mean, I think this is just fine for me. Honestly, I don't mind. You know, this gun's gonna get beaten around, so I don't really care for it to look that pretty, you know. So yeah. The way you reload the mags in this guy, you have two options. You could either use the push button here, push button mag release, like so, or you could use the little pedal down here. Honestly, I find using this pedal kind of hard for me. I have relatively long fingers, so it's easy for me to use the push button here. Obviously, I have a finger grip on here because I'm in California, like I mentioned, but if you live in a free state, even though you could wrap your hand around the pistol grip in other states, you're still gonna have to break, even with the big hand, you're still gonna have to break the firing grip to be able to reach that mag release up front right here, because it's kind of far away from to use without using your breaking your firing grip, if that makes any sense. So yeah, but I mean, if you practice, you can probably just get really fast by using the paddle right here, like an AK kind of thing, you know. But yeah. I do find it harder for me to use, so I just use the push mag release, to be honest. But yeah, that's how you would pretty much reload. These magazines on these rifles do not just like go in straight. It kind of has a little bit of a rock and lock type of deal, kind of like an AK. As you can tell, you kind of gotta like rock it in there and then lock it. It doesn't just go straight in. If you see, you try to go straight in, it won't do it. You have to use the front here and then rock it in place like so. By the way, this mag here, I'm in California obviously, so like I said, California compliant. This is a 10 round mag. It has the body for a 20 round mag. However, it's not pin and welded, it's pinned to 10 rounds. This is a surplus HK magazine that I got from a company in Arizona, I believe. The name of the company is Spirit Mags or something like that, Country Spirit or something like that online. Those guys are pretty cool, man. If you want to get a full body magazine, you could check out their website, and they pretty much just take a standard 20 round mag and they pin it to 10 rounds, and they're able to ship it to states like California. So if you're looking to get a full body mag, check them out. Really good prices, you can't go wrong. One of the coolest things about these rifles, if you live in a free state or if you acquire these mags during Freedom Week, is that these mags, man, are super cheap, man. Like, you can literally get surplus magazines online for like really cheap for these rifles. So yeah, man, honestly, that's one of the coolest things about these type of rifles, that the mags are super cheap. So yeah, this rifle did come with a 10 round mag that's really small, and honestly, it just doesn't look good. It's hard to use, so I don't even use a magazine, to be honest. I went and got a few of these mags here from that website, and got them sent to me. So yeah, and I think it looks really good, having the full size magazine in there, even though it's not 20 rounds, 10 rounds, but still, for the aesthetic purposes of it, it looks really good. Obviously, as I mentioned, it's Chamberlain 308, so not a very forgiving caliber, but honestly, the firing mechanism on these things make it very forgiving for you to use, as long as you're doing your part. So yeah, moving on to the top Picatinny rail. Like I mentioned, this Picatinny rail is welded onto the top of the gun here, which makes mounting optics a whole lot easier and more reliable in my opinion, because other G3 style firearms, they don't have a rail, welded rail like this Picatinny rail. They have nothing, and the way you would mount an optic to this gun is using a claw mount. If you didn't have that, it's pretty much just a mount that you know, literally a claw on both sides that, you know, literally clamp onto the top, and you got to tighten it up, use thread lock or whatever. But because of the caliber 308, I feel like over time it'll get loose and it's just not very reliable, you know. So if you can get a PTR 91 or HK, you know, G3 variant that has a welded Picatinny rail, you can always get one welded onto your gun if you have one, but you know, that's gonna cost some money. But yeah, you know, just putting it out, you know. The safety on these firearms isn't the best. Either way, I'm screwed because I have this finger grip, right? So I have to break my support hand from the front to actuate the safety. But I believe they do have ambidextrous safeties for these things. I just haven't found any. So if you guys know any, you know, list down in the comments, and hopefully I'm able to get one. But yeah, the safety isn't the best, you know, but it's usable. You know, obviously it's been used since like the 60s. So yeah. The trigger on this firearm isn't the greatest. I believe it's a pretty heavy trigger. I believe it's 9 or 10 pounds. But honestly, like once you get some rounds behind this thing, man, and you learn like the reset and stuff with the trigger, you can actually fire this gun relatively quickly. Like as you saw in the beginning of the video, I was doing Mozambique drills. I was doing bill drills with this thing just fine. And yeah, I mean, you just got to get some time behind that weapon system and learn it. You know, like this is my first roller delayed blowback firearm that I've ever owned. So yeah, you know, it kind of sucks because it's like I'm an AK kind of guy. You know, I love AKs or, you know, even AR-15s, but I just got kind of tired of it and I wanted to try something different. And of course, I had to go down the rabbit hole and check out roller delayed blowback guns. So yeah. But yeah, man, the recoil isn't that bad. You know, the trigger, learn it, you'll be just fine. You could get aftermarket triggers for these things. They're super easy to replace. So yeah. I guess the downside to these firearms is that they can get kind of heavy after, you know, you have a fully loaded mag and an optic like this on here. But honestly, man, just lift some weights, man, and you'll be just fine. You know, honestly. I've seen smaller people than me shoot these things just fine, so they could do it. You can too, you know. I think that pretty much covers it, man. That's pretty much all the parts that I have on here. Quick little recap. This is a Fox flash header. It's just thread protectors that threads onto the barrel. The barrel is a 16-inch barrel, 1 in 10 twist, nitride barrel. It's not chrome lined or anything. The handguard is made by Unity Tactical, and so is the bipod here. I bought it at hkparts.com. Check them out. You're able to get a lot of cool parts for your guns on there. Optic is, I don't think I talked about the optic. I pretty much went with a 6-hour Tango MSR 1:8. I didn't want to get a super long scope for this thing because it would make using the charging handle harder, you know, so I just decided to get an LPVO for this. It's a 1.8, you know, for a 308, I think that's more than enough, honestly. It is a 16-inch barrel, so you are losing some velocity there, but not by a whole lot, you know. So yeah, 1.8 I think is just fine. I do love the look of the Salter type of setup for these guns here, where you just put a red dot on there and call it a day. But for this rifle here, I wanted to get more of a DMR configuration setup going, so that's why I put this optic on here. By the way, this is a very good optic, man. 6-hour makes really good optics for about $400. You're able to get a solid optic. Yeah, I say give it a go. You know, I did zero this at 100 yards, and I think the furthest I've taken this gun so far is 320 yards. I was able to hit a steel target that's, I believe, 16 by 12, just fine. You know, just learn your holds and things like that, and you should be just fine. These rifles are very accurate, man. I'm not really sure the specifics, but you can check on the website. but from the box, if you do your part, you could be very, very accurate with these guns, man. So just keep that in mind, you know. These guns are great, man. I love the history behind the G3. This is a G3 variant, obviously. In my opinion, this is like the better variant that you can get in the US. There is other variants of this gun here that you can get by other manufacturers like SetMe, or I can't remember the other company that makes these. But in my opinion, PTR Industries have the better option. A little bit more pricier, but they do have better quality control. So honestly, just get a PTR, man. Honestly, you can't go wrong. Even the 18-inch barrel ones, those are pretty cool. I wanted somewhat of a more compact package, so I went and got this rifle. So yeah, man. But yeah, I think that pretty much covers it all. Really historic gun here. You know, obviously, if you know the history of these things, it was made by two German engineers that used to work for the Third Reich. You know, Hitler, whatever, back in World War II. They created the semi-rifle in Spain. They wanted to get a FNFAL, you know, but FAL wouldn't sell it to them because of the bad things they did in World War II. So they decided to come up with their own. Made it in Spain, the semi, and then they took it back to Germany, and that's how Heckler and Koch were created. So yeah, little piece of history right there, man. But I think I pretty much covered it all with this gun. I don't think I'm missing anything. Super modular gun, really easy to use, super easy to swap out, you know, parts like I mentioned. So you can't go wrong with this, man. You know, if you're looking to get a battle rifle and you're not looking to spend, you know, a lot of money for it, just get a G3 clone, man. Honestly, they're super reliable firearms, really accurate if you do your part, and yeah. So anyways, guys, I hope you guys liked the video. I hope you found that informative. If you're looking to get a battle rifle or even a PTR 91, yeah, hopefully this helped you guys. But yeah, again, this is the PTR 91 A3SK model, 16-inch variant. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys.